Okay. Hello, everyone. Hello. And happy Monday. I can't believe it's already April and I can't believe it's Monday. Like, time has been going crazy for me lately. And I am so excited to have Anna join me today for a delicious soul chat. Anna, thank you for joining me.
Hello, Miguel. A pleasure to be here. Thank you so much for inviting. It's always a pleasure chatting to you. And yes, and it is April. Wow, as I say, I don't know how fast the time is going at the moment. Almost
Totally.
recently. And it's April now. Almost
Yep.
done.
Exactly. It's so beautiful. We just came back from the garden center we got like some raspberry trees and oh, I'm just so excited to plant them and just I love this time of the year. Totally love it. So,
Excellent. I've got lots of raspberries in my. We have in the garden. We have to have. It's called fruit cage
mhm.
in England, and we have lots of blackbirds. So there's actually some
Ah.
nursery rhymes about blackbirds. Anyway, but there's lots of them. And what happens? So you have all these berries. I've got raspberries, strawberries, and I have black currants and red currants. I love black currants; they're the best.
Yes.
And when the berries come out, we have all these blackbirds who literally they cut off the weight. And when the berries go red or black with black currants, they literally just attack it. And they will just eat it all very, very, very quickly. So what happens? You literally have to put, kind of poles and have a netting around it. Otherwise, the birds will have it all.
Ah, that's a good idea. Because
Mm.
we have like many Nankin cherry bushes.
Yeah.
And we have the same thing where every time it gets ripe, we're like, oh, we're just gonna pluck some tomorrow. And the next day it's like the birds get them. They're all gone. So I think for these one, like we don't mind with the Nankin cherries,
Yeah.
but with these ones, like I want to enjoy them. So it'll be a good idea.
I love raspberries. They're great. They're fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah.
With
So
raspberries.
Anna, I met Anna probably like last year, right?
Yeah.
Towards like fall going into winter. And she invited me to one of her neurographic art classes. And um, I think you guys have heard me talk about neurographic art. Like I am completely in love with it, in love with it. Like I just love it. And now I'm about to take her specialist course. I'm currently taking her basic course, like going through it with her. I've taken like more of her. It's like once I discovered, I just dove in it,
Yeah.
and it's just like it makes my soul sing. This medicine, this art, it makes my soul sing. So I had to bring you on here so that we can talk about this and finally people can get some, like true answers of what this magic is. Like what is well, first tell us a little bit about you, Anna, and what do you who are you?
Who am I? Who am I? Well, I'm Anna Denning. So I am an artist. I'm neurographic instructor. I'm also transformational art coach. I'm also a teacher at the Psychology of Creativity Institute. I teach at the Instructor's course and in English. And I also supervisor at Psychology of Creativity Institute. So, and what is Psychology of Creativity Institute? It is the institute that was founded by Pavel Piskaryov, who is the founder of Neurographica. And it is an absolutely fantastic method of working with your mind and yeah, and it also is a great way of coaching if you work with other people and self-coaching if you work with yourself. And it is a great way to kind of transform and rearrange your neurons in your brain, to basically to sometimes change your thinking, and find solutions to some of your life problems, and not sometimes problems, and achieve certain tasks. So it's a creative way of changing your own reality, because as we all know, reality happens, sometimes in our mind. And then if you change out yourself inside, outlook on things, then the world around you changes. It's a butterfly effect.
Absolutely. There's two keywords that drew me in with this art. First of all, when I saw neurographic art, like I was like, that looks like a neuron, like the brain neurons and the cells. I was like, and psychology was the other part that drew me in, because my background is in pre-med and psychology, and also Chinese medicine, which we've talked about it. Yeah. So the psychology part, the study of the human mind, like I love the first time I held the human brain, I was absolutely in love. Like the fact that this organ within can do so much, and like how the neurons fire and how new pathways, I love it. And so when I saw this art, I'm like, holy, what in the, because you take something that is like, you can measure electronically, or you taking it and you're putting it on paper. And as you're following these guidelines, you're doing the same thing as, like what maybe a scientist like stimulated a neuron would do. Like you're doing this in a very joyful way, like a way that just like, oh my gosh, this feels good. And the way you do it, like I love it. It's like you walk us through. It's like sometimes, there's resistance, and you walk us through. It's like, yep, that's okay. Move through it. Maybe look at it this way. Like you walk us through that. And then you reach that at the end where you look at it and you're like, oh my, So
it's amazing. It's like, as you say, every time you draw Neurographica, you're kind of like massaging your brain.
Yes.
And you are, we have neuroplasticity. Everybody heard about neuroplasticity because as we kind of go through life since we're babies and we grow up, and we meet outside world and all the different people, and we have experiences, we get our sort of all these neurons, axons, they get connected, and we sometimes get stuck in a certain behavior pattern in our ways. So what Neurographica does is kind of, as we draw, we're connecting this fine motoric skills, we're connecting our hand movement with our mind, with our brain, and we're literally almost like creating new pathways. And as you know, before you start, we have like our own exercises, sort of free writing, where we activate different areas of the brain when we think about a particular topic, particular project. And then as you draw it, you are kind of firing all these different sort of areas. And as they say is, how the saying goes, neurons that fire together, they wire together.
They wire together.
And all of a sudden, as you draw, and then you go, oh my goodness, you have insights, you come with a different sort of ideas how to achieve a certain thing. And as you say, I'm quite scientific. I love science. Anybody, who knows me, they go, oh my God, if she really sort of, I really try to get to the bottom of things. And I'm quite pedantic, and I love science. So I was really attracted by neuroscience, by neuroplasticity. My mom is psychiatrist, psychotherapist. So as she was always telling me about psychology, about some of the cases she had, without saying names, obviously.
Yes.
And how working through kind of body oriented sort of therapies, art therapy, how a person outlook on life changes and it's transforming. And I find Neurographica it's a great life transformation method. Yes, and I just wanted to show you. I just started the basics course, the Basics of Neurographica. So this is the drawing that we did. It's not quite finished yet. But you can see that, as you say, Abigail, all this, it does look like, neurons, the sort of the connection. It's quite neuroscience-y, our drawings.
Absolutely. Anna, my favorite part of it is the rounding. Like I can't get enough of it. Like, and then I noticed that before I add colors to it, I have a resistance to adding colors to my work. There's a beauty in just seeing the skeleton. And so usually I'll take some time to like take it in, and then I'll but the moment I add the color, that takes it to a different level where I'm like, Okay. But it's like I always have to pause to take in the skeleton first before I add the color. Yeah.
It's kind of like assessing the magnitude, because initially Neurographica, you kind of start with composition, you just put different things together, and it's kind of all disjointed, and then we start rounding and kind of like merging everything, integrating everything together. And it's a beautiful piece of art, really. I mean, you create beautiful art as well. And it's so simple, like literally anybody can do Neurographica if you can hold the marker, and you can do it. I mean, Abigail, it's very
Oh,
easy.
I know. I like looking at your art. I'm like, I can't. I don't know what it is about this art. I'm not an artist. I can't do this, but something's drawing me in. And yeah, it's like you just follow the process, and at the end, you look at it like, huh,
Wow.
yeah, interesting. I did that, and
You have
it's not.
gorgeous drawing.
Yeah, and it's also like at the end the results that you feel, and like for me, like you were saying, it feels like my brain is being massaged. Like that's how it feels like to me every time we do it, and some of them are more challenging than others, but it's always like that. Okay, relax, you're good, let's find a solution. Yeah, yeah. So Anna, tell me, how did you find Neurographica, and what are some of the good things that has happened in your life since you found it?
Okay, so I need to thank my sister, who showed me the way, basically, because she found it. She's a psychologist and she's a coach as well. So she's been doing it for a while, since kind of the beginning. It's quite a young method, I must admit. On 29th of April, it's only going to be 8 years since it was founded. But because she's a psychologist, she kind of knows all the new trends.
Mm-hmm.
So she saw it and she went and started it, and she got qualified as a specialist. And I saw on her Instagram some of the pictures. And I'm an artist, my background, I went to art school. So I saw that and I was like, you know what, that looks beautiful. And there's a reason why it looks beautiful, because everything's rounded. There are no sharp kind of angles, there are no sharp objects. Everything just flows. And it's, as I say, I really think our brain recognizes its own kind of like structure. So it goes, hey, look, that looks pretty. And so I asked her, and she told me, oh, that's Neurographica. It's kind of like a marriage between science, psychology, philosophy, coaching, and art. And so this is how I found it a few years ago. And as I started doing it, I thought, oh my God, I need to know more. And it's like once you start, you can't stop. So, and then I went to did specialist, and I just went for initially for a transformational art coach. We called it aesthetics coach, but aesthetics sometimes get mixed up with aesthetics.
Yes, yes.
That's why I call it transformational art coach. And I just basically dived into it, and I did that, and I thought, you know what, I want to teach it. And I got qualified a neurographic instructor. And since then, that helped me so much during COVID, for example.
Yes.
Because you can see, I'm an extreme extrovert. I kind of communication, seeing people. I've got lots of friends. I like chatting. I like sharing. It's like anything new I learn, I will share it. If it's gut health, I'll talk about gut health too. art. So, and I found it very, very tough during COVID period, like literally depressing. And I had to draw quite a lot. I was drawing, and even the first drawing that I've done when just lockdown was announced, and it was kind of like it feels like you're sitting somewhere in a black hole in the underground, and it was like, oh no, I want to get out. And I started drawing, and algorithms for moving limitations,
Yes.
and that helped so much. It's just kind of all of a sudden I thought, you know what, I can do this on Zoom. I can meet people, I can talk on people. It's just kind of opened, it elevated, literally. I
Yes.
was doing this drawing for an hour, and after an hour, I thought, you know what? That's a new life. It's different. It's going to be different, but it's okay. You know how the magic happens.
Yes.
Totally do it. And it was a blessing in disguise. It's an awful thing that happened, but it just opened a whole new world. I made so many friends from different countries. I, met people I wouldn't have met before otherwise. I created my own community. As you know, I've got Neurographica and Neuro Art Club Facebook group. So if anybody checks Neurographica and Neuro Art Club group, they will find it. And now it's like well over 1,000 people, and it's
Yes.
lovely, and it's supportive. People just, I don't even sort of, I don't. I'm used to go like every day, but I've got so much going on. So, and it's sort of self-sufficient. People just share art
Yeah.
tips with each other. It's great. So, and I'm really proud of it. And I see you. I met you. Opened up my world, and so it's great. I joined Neurographic because my kids, they found lockdown very hard, and that's
Yeah.
also I do sort of neurographic coaching, and I do less, but I used to do when it all happened. I do quite a lot of it and sort of help people and see other ways. But anybody can do it. You literally learn algorithms for removing limitations, and you can sort of change your life. I've had cases when students, for example, I had a case of a mom who's been a mom for a while, and she's been she's been a housewife, and I love, I was a housewife when my kids were, and I absolutely love it. But she wanted to get out there, and literally she learned how to do it, and she had certain limitations. Will I be able to go and start working again?
Mm.
I haven't been on the market, job market, I mean, for a few years. And then, she's done a case, sort of a few drawings about it, and she's gone and found a job that she wants, her dream job. But it just helps you see things outside the box. So that's why I love it.
I
Sorry.
love it. I love
More.
I know we could like just dive in. This is like deep, and I love, like, I brought Anna into my Goddess Unleash, the goddesses in there, and she walked us through creating like our like timeline for this year. And I mean, up till now, the women just love. Yep. Oh yes.
I've got it in front of me. I thought
It is so powerful, like what this Neurographica can do for you. And like, since I started out by like, okay, I'm going to use it for myself. My brain needs some massage, and I need to find peace within. Like, the world is crazy. I need to find peace within and in my world. And then I was like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to teach my son so that he can use this to process his emotions or whatever that he comes, any challenges that come into his life as he's growing up. And then I was like, wait, I can do this with my clients. And then you're like, oh, well, there you go, specialist.
yes, thank you, specialist.
Great. Yeah. And so it just, like you said, once you start and you learn, it's so important to learn that the algorithms, like it's not just about drawing. There's a purpose to every step that we take. And so if this is like, if you've seen an art and you're like, this is awesome, I want to learn, like, it's so worth it to like invest and learn the basic structure of it. Because once you have that foundation down, like, it just, it just gets better from there. So Anna, I know you have a basic course, like we just started this. Is that something that people can still join as, Yeah.
Of course, yeah. So I say there are a few videos now about Neurographica, and even I have some on my channel. I also have Vimeo channel, and you can find me and you can try it. I have lots of videos like Theory of Neurographica in my Facebook group, the Neurographica and Neuro Art Club group, and so you can try it out. But there's so much. It's kind of, you can't really learn by following YouTube. I mean, there's so much more to it. And We talk about sort of the map of the consciousness, how our mind works.
Yes.
A lot of theory, why we do things the way we do things, and we do 4 drawings during the course, so you'll have 4 beautiful pieces of art. Also, there's some homework, so there's actually a lot in the basics course. We've only done 1 class, introduction, but people can join at any time. And I mean, you can join now, you can watch the first class in the recording, and you can do sort of next 2 classes live. Or in general, you can just join and watch everything in the recording. But yes, I love teaching it. It's my favorite course because it's just kind of opening the door for people that you can live in a slightly different, better way.
Yes.
And it just opens a whole world of creative world of opportunities. Because I know myself, sometimes you from my experience. So sometimes I have clients that last time they drew would be in high school. And some people think they can't draw because,
Yes.
somebody in their family or the teacher, they looked at it like, don't do it as a J job. But actually everybody can draw. We were created by God
Yes.
as creative beings. I really believe we were put on this earth to create something beautiful in different ways, not just art or music.
Yep.
Graphica. We are creative beings, and sort of what happens, like the basics course and doing Neurographica just opens like your creative flood. We show you how to do things in a very, very simple way, and you create a piece of art. And then, as I say, it's kind of you want to do more and more art. You translate it into different areas of life. You start creating more things at home.
Yes.
So I've seen that happen. And all of a sudden, people become, oh my goodness, I haven't drawn since high school, but now I draw every day. And not just Neurographica. People go into acrylic courses later and
Yes.
also other different art. So
Yeah.
I think it's a great stepping stone if you want to open the new artist in you, basically.
Yep. Opening the creative juices flow. Yes. Which is so needed, is so important at this time to help us balance the whole masculine culture, bringing the more feminine into everything that we do. It's just incredible. So, for anyone who's like, oh my gosh, what is this? Like, I want to learn more. I have the links. I think it's below. I always want to say it's above. Maybe it is above. Yeah. It is above. You find all the links to find Anna. She has the basics course that has started. You can still join. You can also just send her a message, ask her any questions that you might have. And then Anna, I'm going to get your Vimeo information so I can put it on there too, so people can check out some of your videos. I also put the link for her group, her Facebook group, which is so inspiring. Like every day I get a message and I'm like, quickly click on it. Just like it's just so everyone is like exploring, who they are through these creative, avenues, and seeing the colors and the like the different ways they show is beautiful and so inspiring. So I have the link for her group also above. So click on it, get in touch with Anna, discover what this is. I feel like everyone needs this anything that joins art, science, and psychology, like hell yeah. Right. And so so anyone who is like, I need that creative juices activated and flow in a way that is beautiful and inspiring and motivated, like in a way that is open and expansive, you need to check this out. But yeah.
I also have Patreon channel as well.
Yes.
It's a kind of subscription, but it helps me do, because every Wednesday at 7:30 London time, 7:30 p.m. London time, I do neuro art sessions, neurographic and neuro art sessions. And just to help me, to get it going and support, I have a Patreon channel. So people can subscribe to the Patreon channel, and you have access to the whole year worth of videos. It's like 30 videos there, We do totem animals. There's a mandalas. There's ancestry mandala there. There's all sorts of different sessions. It helps me kind of when I teach the courses, neurographic courses. They're official. They're certified. You'll get certificates. So I'm very pedantic, very proper about just the way the founder of Neurographica teaches. But Wednesday sessions, it's just my own personal art.
Yes.
And I really love doing them. So if you want, you can subscribe to Patreon channel. And also, in this case, you get 10% on all my courses, except for the specialist course.
Yes.
And so you have 15% off. So it depends on the tier.
Exactly. I will. Yeah, I will get that information and put that above too for people. That's actually a good one. That's like so fun. I know I did one of it like this. That's how I got introduced to it. Like coming to one of it where you kind of opened it up to anyone who was interested. And I've come to a couple of them because I've been in some of your courses, and they're just so fun. The people in there are so fun. It just it's so cool to just draw with others and then show your work and see all the different ways that people are thinking and creating. Like it's beautiful. Anna, thank you so much. Thank you for joining me for this chat. Like you can see how much joy this brings me.
No, I love your enthusiasm, Joe. You're amazing. You're just such a pleasure. I thank universe, God, for introducing us, because you've been so much fun and your art is amazing. So yeah, beautiful. And thank you very much for inviting me. It's always a pleasure.
Thank you.
And Abigail has got a really amazing group because you do sort of your Moon Goddess Soul group. So I love that. It's brilliant.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Well, everyone who watched, who joined us, thank you so much. If you have any questions, you know how to contact Anna. Like seriously, don't just get in touch. She's so fun to talk to work with. Like you can see her fiery energy right now. Like she is an amazing human being. So don't be shy. Go chat with her about this amazing, amazing art, science, psychology. Thank you, everyone, and have a great day.
Thank you very much. Goodbye, everyone.